What were you doing at 16 to make a little extra cash? Perhaps babysitting or shoveling out a neighbor's snowy driveway? All time-honored income-producing activities for teens. Well, our next guest is raising the bar just a bit. He's the 16-year-old CEO of a company with funding from some top Silicon Valley investors. Ben Pasternak is the CEO of Flogg, a mobile platform where young people can sell their stuff to each other. And Ben joins us now. Welcome, Ben. It's great to have you.
Thanks so much for having me.
So before we get to your age, because that's a pretty exciting thing to talk about, tell us about Flogg.
Yeah, well, basically, Flogg is a fun, easy way to buy and sell with your friends and their friends. We're particularly targeting teenagers and trying to create a safe place for them to buy and sell.
How does it work? You take pictures of whatever you want to sell and send it to your friends?
Yeah, basically, you're only seeing items and browsing items from your friends and their friends. And you can easily upload an image with like 4 simple steps. You just take a photo, add a title, description, and price.
And how do you actually make the transaction, the payment?
Yeah, so as teens, most teens won't have debit cards or credit cards. It's all cash-based transactions.
All cash-based, so you have to meet up with your friend and swap with them. What gave you this idea?
Well, I basically kept seeing my friends were using these location-based Facebook groups to buy and sell because they were all trustworthy, and it wasn't like Craigslist or eBay where they were, meeting with random strangers. It was more people they know.
And now you are no stranger to tech success. You've been in the headlines since you were 12 with various game apps that you've developed, including Impossible Rush, which has been downloaded more than, what, 1.3 million times? Is that right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So have you always been a really techie guy? I mean, you're only 16. When did you start getting involved in?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was interested in technology since I was probably 6 or 7. By the time I was 11, I had like millions of views on a YouTube channel where I'd review like different technology products. And then I really got into like making my own things when I was probably 13, 14. And
did your parents support you? Are they also tech people, or did they just let you do your thing?
Yeah, my parents don't really do anything techie, but they were always like supportive and like keeping me going.
Right. Now, obviously, all this has helped attract investors to Flogg because you have this track record. How many investors do you have now?
So we have like 4 investors. We have like Binary Capitals, Jonathan Teo, Justin Calbeck, Greylock Partners, Josh Ellman, the former president of Tumblr, John Maloney, and Paul Bricole of Amplify LA.
Wow, very impressive. And you have people working for you?
Yeah, so we have a couple full-time and then a lot of contractors, and we're just like hiring really talented people.
Now, is everyone at your company older than you?
Yeah.
Is that a little weird? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone's pretty used to it now, but I'm sure when we're like interviewing like potential employees, they're kind of weirded out, I guess.
Now, I read that you also convinced your parents, who live in Australia, you're from Australia, correct?
Yeah.
That you should be living alone.
Yeah.
And are you now living alone?
Yeah, so I currently live on my own in New York City, and that was kind of inevitable if I wanted to, pursue this.
That's great. And how's that going? Have you figured out the laundry cooking thing?
Yeah, when I first started, it was like really weird, but now I'm like all settled in, and I have to, figure out food and laundry and clean my place.
Do you like it, or do you miss your parents?
I mean, of course I miss it, but like it's so much fun and like no regrets.
Right. And now, are you in school, or?
I'm not in school right now.
No more school. And your parents are fine with that?
Yeah, now they're okay with it.
They're okay with that. Now, what about friends? Is it strange for you to be, a CEO, but you're also a teenager who I'm sure wants to spend time with your friends? Do you have time for them?
Yeah, well, I mean, during the week, like, I'm adult mode. And then on the weekends, I'm like any other teenager. I hang out with my friends. We go to the mall. We go to people's places and do whatever else, normal teenagers do.
And what hours do you spend at work? Crazy?
Yeah, pretty much, 14 to 16 hours a day working.
That's what you got to do, a typical startup, right?
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
Great. And what are your plans for Flogg? Where would you like to see it go?
Yeah, well, I mean, I plan on focusing it for the next couple of years, and we just want to create, a really trusted place for teenagers to buy and sell, and anyone. And yeah, we just want to make it a really big thing.
Sounds great. And are you enjoying New York?
Yeah, it's the best city in the world.
It's a great city, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ben, thank you so much for coming to see us, and congratulations on your company.
Thank you so much for having me.